In this video, I'd like to look at some SQLAlchemy code in Python to create a simple database with two tables that have a one-to-many relationship. So first, let's get to the comment and what I'm making. I'm going to have a table, I'm going to have a database with two tables, two entities. It's not always one-to-one between entities and tables, but in this case, there will be. I'm going to make an entity which is a painter, and then another table which is another entity painting, and they're going to have a one-to-many relationship. So I like to express the relationship in both directions, always starting with a or one. And so a painter makes many paintings, but we're going to assume there are no joint efforts, that a painting is created by one painter, at least for what's in our database. And so expressing that relationship in both directions like that, then the painter makes many paintings, but a painting is created by one painter, tells us sort of how to design our tables, and that we can use a foreign key. So one of the concepts of database is that the field that the what's the data that is in one record, one field, one column should be a single thing, should be atomic. And so the painter has many paintings, so we can't put a painting column in the painter table because we want to put many paintings in there, so that doesn't work for us. But the painting can, since it's painted by only one painter, we can have a field in the painting table that will indicate the painter. And so we will use the painter's ID in the painting table to find the one and only one painter who painted that painting, and that will be what we call a foreign key. Okay, so on to the SQLAlchemy. The basic imports: create, engine, declarative base, column, integer, string, we've seen before. What is new here is foreign key, and we need a session to both like create the database and put data in it and query the database. So we've seen that before, but also new is this concept of relationship. So the foreign key in the relationship, because we have the two tables and some connection between them, then that brought in this idea of foreign key and relationship. Create the database. It's going to be called ArtDB, the declarative base. Okay, so now I'm going to have two classes. First class is painter. It extends the base. This is going to be sort of an entity, but it's going to correspond to a table, and that table over the database is going to be called painters. I'm going to have an ID, which is going to be a number, an integer, and be the primary key. My painters are going to have a last name, a first name, a country of origin, a birth date, and a death date. Databases usually support a date type, but I'm not going to use a date type because my painters are like Whistler or Manet, or like the people from like the 1800s, the 19th century. And so the dates that they normally have that you might use in a database and are stored as dates usually don't go back that far. So I'm just going to keep it simple and have my dates as strings. And then I have a relationship, not a property, not a column, but I have this notion of relationship. And so the painter has a relationship to painting, which I'll define below, and I'm going to call this relationship paintings. Okay. We'll see more on that later. So here I'm using it, putting it in my definition. I don't know that I will really exploit the relationship in this video, and maybe in the next video. Here is the definition of painting. Also extends the base. It's going to correspond to a table, and that table is going to be paintings. We're going to have fields or columns. The first one is also called ID, but this is the ID of the painting, so it identifies the painting. It's going to be an integer. It's going to be a primary key. The painting is going to have a title, which is a string. I won't do anything with these file names, but I'm going to imagine that I have some file name, so I could show the image of the painting in some version. And then I have a field in painting, which serves as the foreign key, indicates the painter who painted this painting. So I don't have to call it painter ID, but I do. It's going to be a foreign key. It's pointing back to painter's ID. Painters is the name of the table, not the name of the class. So what appears here in after foreign key is the table and the property, table.property. And it is a foreign key, and then the type must match what we had before, or that it won't work. So this is the foreign key, and so it goes back to this other table, and so we must put in the type that matches what's over there. And so that also had to be an integer. Okay, this is establishing the session so that we can create the database, put things in it, get things out of it, and so on. We need a session for that. I am using painter, so I'm using basically the constructor. I'm making a painter with last name Manet, first name Edouard, country France, birth date, death date. I am adding using session to add that painter to the database. I'm not quite committing, but I'm sort of, I don't know, half committing or something like that. I am flushing. And that is because down below, I need Manet. I'm relying on the IDs to be auto-generated, and I need that that auto-generation to happen to get a Manet to have an ID that I can use to assign his paintings to him. Okay, so not quite commit, but a flush. And that's enough to get me an ID. So I'm making a painting. So here is the painting constructor, the title, and the file name, and that's all I had there. They're named properties, so it knows what to make the title, what to make. And then in this one, for Le Déjeuner, I am adding the ID sort of after I've made it, and then I add it to my session. And again, I'm not supplying an ID, it's going to be auto-incremented. In this next painting, the balcony, I put in the file name and I put in the ID, and they both work. And again, so I'm getting the ID from a painter. It's going to complain about this if I try to assign a painting ID that doesn't yet exist. So far, my only painter is Manet, so all of my paintings must go back to Manet. So the balcony, and then the bar and portrait and Olympia, all these Manet paintings were created using the sort of constructor, then use the session add, which is like an insert. And then finally, when that's all done, commit. And then I'm going to have two queries. And I'm not using in any kind of strong sense this relationship just yet. I'll do a little bit in the painting, but not too much. So queries belong to the session. So I'm querying the painter, querying the painter class, but SQLAlchemy is going to do the work to get it over to the painter table. And I'm querying painter, of which at this stage I only have one, but I'm going to say I want the first one. And so it knows that this is a single row. and which is sort of like dictionary more or less. And so then item has an ID and a last name and first name. It's all the properties, the columns of an artist. And so I'm displaying the ID, first name, last name, and country of my first artist. In my second query, I'm querying the painting table. I'm going to get all my paintings, but I'm filtering. So I'm using the relationship a little bit here in that this is like in the SQL that's generated by SQLAlchemy, this is sort of corresponding to a where clause. So I'm asking, getting select star basically from painting, getting all the paintings and all the properties of paintings, but I'm specifying that I only want paintings in which the painter ID is 1, which was Manet. So I'm just here, I don't have any information that it's Manet other than I'm just using Manet's ID, which is 1. So to do better than that, I'd have to work with the relationship. But right now I'm keeping it simple. I'm querying a simple table, a painting table, but one of the properties is the painter ID, the foreign key, and I just say I want that to be 1. And then taking the query, I'm getting all of the records. So I'm going to get sort of a list here, sort of a list of dictionaries for the most part. And then I'm looping over items to get a single row and then spitting out all the properties. So let's run that and create the table and query the table. And there we have it. And I had run it earlier. So that's the idea here. The new thing that I hadn't done in the previously I just had one table, so I didn't have any relationships. Now I have a relationship, and that is foreign key and relationship. I exploited, I explicitly used the foreign key. I put in relationship into my definition, but I didn't really exploit its use, so that will come in further. Created the painter, which had the relationship to painting, but there's not a field in painter over in the database. So we know that a painter has a relationship to painting, and we're expressing that here in the class, but there's nothing hard in the database for that. Rather, that comes over here in the painting, and here's something that you'd actually see in the database, that the painting had a column that had painter IDs in it. Created some data, loaded it all up, made sure we committed, and then queried, and we just queried sort of individually the two tables. So that's what was in this video. Thanks for your attention.